Like, I've tried to write a bunch of stuff, you know, and none of it. Man, I'm not even that kind of guy. I mean, this story has been out, and it's like, I don't think people realize what's going on. So let me just sum it up, because really, I don't have time to try to make it perfect so people understand that. I'm about to sound real crazy for you guys, and I'm either lying or I'm telling the truth. But the reason I don't just turn myself in is because there's no oversight to this, and it isn't right. Here it is, night one. Clintonville police pull us over for no plate on a new car. Not a new car, we just bought the car. The day before, I believe, we have 48 hours to get a plate in Wisconsin, to register a vehicle. Other than that, so we were legal. We were 100% legal. Them pulling us over is understandable. Now, at that point, once they see that the car was new, we should have been let go. We weren't. We were held to wait for the dog, which is illegal. 100% illegal. But then it got made worse after that. So they lied about the dog hitting. And I will prove all this stuff because the videos exist to prove it. It's just, I gotta sum it up. So they lied about the dog hitting. The dog didn't hit on anything. Walked around the vehicle, put back in the car. The dog was probably as surprised as we were to be messed with. Now, please note, I know my language gets upsetting to some people because maybe, I don't know, I'm not gonna, but you know what, I'm done swearing, I'm done. But please make no mistake about it, I'm yelling at you. I'm yelling at you right now, man. This is not right. So they lied about the dog hitting. Then, so he writes 2 warnings that aren't legit. They're illegitimate. Write you a warning for your plate, which is legal. No plate, which is legal. I mean, we have 24 more hours, so I mean, until it's even questionable. You can't preemptively write warnings. It doesn't. Those warnings were written so that he could say, "Oh, they waited for the dog while I." But then he comes to the car and tells us all the reasons why the warnings were illegitimate. So anyway, now when they go to pull Devin out of the vehicle, that's when you notice the demeanor change. Okay. So before that, we were perfectly polite, and I mean, we swear among each other, but the video was never. I didn't expect this. Okay, so now this officer patted her down. She asked for a female. He patted her down, and he touched her vagina twice with an open palm, once on each leg. The other hand opposite. It's bull, man. Okay, so he said we didn't want to get out of the view. This is wrong. You're violating our rights, right? I can do it. Come on, man. And then, so I get pulled out too, and he grabs the tip of my penis, man. And I tell him he did, and on video, he says, you'd be surprised when people hide things, Jason. Okay, so the genital touching was not accidental. Make no mistake about it wasn't incidental. He says in my waistband. I don't know how many of you gentlemen like to ride shotgun with your junk in your waistband, but can we please get real for a moment? Please. It's me yelling at you. I don't know how to yell at you more calmly. And I'm like, man, I'm no harm to anybody. This is bull. I can't go home. I can't see because they cannot stand seeing. This is just the beginning. But this, not even the worst of it yet. They've sexually assaulted my girlfriend. They've sexually assaulted me. And I'm telling you, this isn't the worst of it. Okay, so then while they're searching the car, he comes back after concluding the search. He has nothing in his hands, and he says there was THC shake in the center console. Yeah, there wasn't. Why you have nothing in your hand. And on a video of the center console, it becomes very clear that there is nothing in the center console that even resembles THC shake. And I said, is that tested? And I said that because there's nothing in his hand. And I'm just trying to make the point that, come on, man, can we just... They didn't open the trunk. So if the dog hit on the vehicle, you found nothing, you can bring nothing back, and you're concerned about narcotics in our car. Why didn't you open our trunk? You searched our crotches, but not our trunk. Come on, man. What was this about? I really need answers here. I think I'm in. So, he had nothing to show. He said, when I say we're intimidated into leaving, it's because he had nothing in his hand. I said, was that tested? And he says, do you want us to test it? Right now, there's no violation. I'm on parole, okay? Violation is a parole term that was a threat towards me. Like, you can go home if you shut up, but you can continue to talk about this testing stuff. And, yeah, they had nothing in their hand to test. So would you like us to test it? Like what? Send you back to the vehicle that I was very nervous about you planting something in, because this behavior has been freaking irrational. This is not they're not allowed to conduct themselves like this. And they have done so thus far. This is not the worst of it. Still, we ain't even there yet. We're 13 months away from the worst. But they haven't stopped. It's peppered all through here. Okay, so I said, no, we'll go. We're sufficiently intimidated into leaving. And now during this whole, I'll explain further. I got to get through this stuff. Okay, so I said, we're sufficiently intimidated. I mean, would you like us to test it? Right now it's a violation, so I get to go home if I don't say anything else. Nah. Well, I filmed the center console, so that wasn't said. So that night, I'm assuming right after the traffic stop, he called the office, like for the PO stuff. And when he talks to them, he said it was the passenger side floorboard. That's where I was sitting. But he said center console during the traffic stop, but I filmed that, so now it has to be on the floorboard. Come on, there's stuff from our shoes. I don't know how you identify THC shake from random stuff on a floorboard. I can tell you that we had no THC in the vehicle. Nothing was tested. This was bull. He later says that there was bad reception. That can be checked. He says the central reporting place misunderstood. That can be checked. But nobody's checked it. Because, man, look, as much as you think you have rights and all this crap, you do if you have somebody to stick up for it, somebody that cares, somebody that notices that nobody is noticing. So I have to climb a tree. And the reason I'm climbing a tree is because I've been in basements and stuff just trying, man, like, will you guys listen? This is wrong. At some point, somebody's got to listen and stop this, and nobody is. They're just letting it go, and they're actually letting it spread. It's spread too far now. It's bigger than me. And the only way that I can get my family to be seen and heard is to go live in a tree. And who hasn't climbed a tree, man? So before you judge me for being in a tree, please know that I want to breathe some fresh air and just let the world know where I'm at. You don't have to pay attention. Change the channel. I don't want to inconvenience anybody, man. I promise you nobody will get hurt during the course of any of this. Not by me. I don't want to slap nobody. I don't want to raise my voice. I don't want to use the F word no more. But I'm screaming at you. Can you listen just a little? This is horrible for the city. And that's why they want me in jail. They have kept it going and going and going. He also lied on the report. And he said that when he touched my penis, I started yelling and called him a faggot. That was meant towards me. I mean, I don't tell everybody, but I'm not a faggot, but I'm openly biased. Whatever, man. I have a girlfriend, but anyways, that was meant towards me. Because those words were never said. It couldn't even be misconstrued as that. This video is already too long. But check that out. This guy lies how many times during one course of a traffic? These guys and everybody sits around and lets this stuff happen. Now, we took issue with that. And if we would have shut up, I wouldn't be in this position right now. So I'm being punished pursuing justice.